Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am making puff puff. I'm using dry yeast, and this dry yeast I got it from Dunnes Stores with a plain flour. And how I am going to do this basically is just to pour the dry yeast in there. That's just another method that I use. Sometimes I will use lukewarm water to dissolve the yeast, but this time around I decided to just pour it in there as it is, and I'll pour a little bit of salt and also sugar. And when I finish with all of that, I will now start putting water in there, just nicely sizable water. I will try and make sure that you see every stage here. With the puff puff, you don't need much, to be honest with you. Just those three ingredients: sugar, salt, and yeast is very important, and water and the flour. Basically, five things that you need. And to cook, of course, we need loads and loads of oil. So I am just mixing my flour there, just mixing it. And when I finish mixing the flour, that's when I'm going to pour the water. And when I finish with the water, I will then ensure that the flour mix is going to be put. I have a window just opposite to where I'm standing. I'm going to put it over there for a few hours. And I am lucky today because I have a bit of sunshine, and the sunshine is coming through the window. And if it doesn't, the other window on the other side, that's where I could just place my mixed flour or my mixed dough. Okay, that's me there mixing it roughly, just not much, to be honest with you. Just mix and mix and mix, and when it reaches the thickness that you want, and then you can start looking into how do you want it. Do you want it to be watery, or do you want it sort of not necessarily watery, but you want your mixture to be like a little firm or in between? We like making these things, or these things could be made in different ways. Some people, they prefer the flour to be sort of like a little runny. Others, the flour has to be sort of like a little firm. And yeah, with me on these particular ones, my flour is not going to be too soft and it's not going to be too firm, so it will just be in between. And I prefer using the wooden stick to mix. I'm one of those people, I don't like the flour on my hands unless I'm wearing gloves. I am in that way. I don't like flour on my hands, to be honest with you. And right there, I'm just pouring a little bit because I noticed it was a little bit, the texture or the consistency was not what I wanted. And now I'm cleaning up, and I'm going to place it by the window. When I finish here, you will see that process. And yeah, it, as I said before, it will be left by the window side until later on, when I will go ahead and make those puffs. And I'm sure they are going to come out nicely, because when you are mixing your dough and you give it like a little bit of space in between before you make them, the flour raises and it helps with the texture of the puff puff, how they are going to come out. That's me. I just covered it with the cloth, left it by the window cleaning up. There's my dough on the window side there. You can see it's very bright outside, and there's a bit of sunshine, there's a bit of shade here, so I might just move it later on to a place whereby I have like enough sort of like sunshine. And yeah, now we have gotten to that time where the game starts. The oil is hot, and we are going to start placing our dough so that it becomes puff puffs. And you can see the consistency there. It's not too thick, and it is not too, you know what I mean? And it is not too like runny kind of. It's just the way I would prefer to make it, especially for this for what I'm making it for, because that is very important as well, depending on how you want to eat them. If you are making them for stew, if you are making them for just as a snack, I make them differently every now and then, and I will share all those with you guys as we move right along. And with puff puff you don't do much. Can you see, as you pour them in there, they will turn by themselves, and the reason why is because all the processes that are needed for the flour, the dough, everything to mix together has taken place. Can you see, they just turn by themselves? And at this point I'm thinking that the oil or the stove is too high. I will go on and reduce the heat so they can cook nice and slowly. I don't like them when they just too fast like that. So yeah, let's just see how they go now. I guess here I think I've already reduced the heat. And one other thing is, I don't like when they come out like dark brown. I prefer them light brown, to be honest with you. Every once in a while, especially winter time, yes, that's only time I think I want them to be a little darker, a little brown, not darker, but a little brownish. That's another set in there. And I have to be honest, this is the last set, and I made loads out of the flour that I make. And my little ones and the rest of the family, we enjoy these. Usually I make them on a Friday or on a Sunday. And yeah, that's the last batch. And voila, here they are. I hope you enjoy watching. Until next time, bye bye.